The Miller Park Zoo has lots of events coming up in December. So today I am joined by Julia from the zoo to tell us more about it. Welcome to ciLiving.
Thanks for having us.
And I see you brought a friend.
I did. This is Darius. He's our ornate Euromastix.
Okay.
Which is quite a long word for he's a desert lizard.
Oh, wow. Is that what that means?
Well, sure.
That's a scientific name, I'm assuming.
Yeah. He's also called a spiny tail lizard. So if you look at him, you don't even have to get close to see. He's got spines all over that tail.
Yes.
That's one of his defenses. He's using that as like a baseball bat against predators.
Oh, I see. And so he's an ambassador animal, right? So he travels around.
He does. He goes to schools, he goes to nursing homes, he does events. Schools come to him. And he's very popular.
We're allowed to pet, but the rule is no heads, no tails.
Yes.
Right?
So you can take one finger and touch him.
Ooh,
right
tried to run away. I see his back is the colors of the Illini and of WCIA, so he's blue and orange, but the females are not that ornate, right?
No, they're not. They're much more dull. They are a dim brown with some yellow spots on their back.
Okay. So kind of like ducks, I feel like, where the males are a little bit more fancy.
They're
and the
flashy.
females are a little bit, right.
Exactly.
Wow, and so do they lay eggs? What do they eat?
They lay eggs in the moist sand that they're gonna burrow in to keep those eggs temperature controlled.
Okay.
They are mostly herbivorous. If they need to, they'll find an insect here and there, but every time he finds a plant, he's gonna start munching on it in the wild because not only is he adapted to protect himself, he's adapted to survive in that desert environment. So not always are you going to find a plant in the desert.
Of course.
So these lovely little pouches he has on the side of him, they get bigger and bigger and bigger because he just keeps eating and then he can use it later.
Oh, so he stores food in case. That's so smart.
Yes.
And then being a desert animal, I imagine water could potentially be a problem. So what are how do they deal with water and what is their defense and stuff for moisture?
Great question. So if you look at his body, like between his eyes and the grooves on him, he's actually made so that when water falls on him, it funnels to his mouth. So he's getting as much water as possible.
Okay.
And then if you get right up to his nose, you'll see he has some white coming out. That's salt. So his body expels salt to make sure he doesn't get dehydrated.
Oh, interesting.
And then barely any water comes out in his urine.
That is so cool. So he's basically adapted to live in the desert and hot climates. Okay, and then I noticed when you brought him, which you don't see, but he came in a cooler.
Yes.
Why is that? Talk a little bit about that.
So that's for our ectothermic animals. So you and I were warm-blooded. We control our own temperature. When we're hot, we sweat. When we're cold, we shiver, we put a coat on. Reptiles don't do that. Okay. So I bring all of them in a cooler to make sure they're nice and toasty from their home to here.
That's amazing. So if the cooler is warm, it stays warm while we travel.
Yeah.
And then there are lots of events coming up at the zoo as well. So you can see these animals, but there's also events. Tell me about some of the events we have coming up.
So we have wild lights the next 2 weekends. So come out for some holiday lights, some hot cocoa, games, activities, s'more kits if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Excellent. Always s'mores. I am a s'mores girl. Are you a s'mores girl?
Yes, I'm a s'mores girl.
S'mores?
No graham cracker, double chocolate.
Oh, and see, for me, it's double marshmallow, no graham cracker. I love it. Make your own s'mores.
Yes. So we have that. We have breakfast with Santa. So breakfast with Santa, Mrs. Claus. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Animal Ambassador will visit there too.
Amazing.
And then some classes coming up. So maybe days at home on winter break are getting a little too much. So December 26th, 27th, 28th, come to class at the zoo. We spend a full day there for 6 to 11-year-olds.
And what do you learn if you go to class at the zoo?
This year we're learning about animal adaptations. So yeah, we're even going to make our own animal with its own adaptations.
Oh, are they specific animals or do the children get to make it up? Oh, that's so cool. I bet you see so many animals that you're like, that could be an animal. Let's find
exactly.
it.
And then very exciting, we have a new calendar out with all of our animals in it. So you can come purchase that at the zoo. You can order it over the phone and we'll even ship it to you.
That sounds like a great holiday gift. Well, thank you so much for being here and for bringing us Darius. You have been such a good sport. Thank you for being so cooperative. And if you want more information about any of these events coming up at the Miller Park Zoo, visit us on the web at ciLiving.tv.